Welcome to another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit. This is Bobby Hemmit Direct. And he is just an endless well of information.
A blatant example of this theory.
I believe he's going to be talking about... Let's listen to what he's saying, because this is a long video, and I'm trying to get a little tiny piece of something that he's saying so I can put it out there to the universe. So let's listen.
Natural selection is Darwin's theory of natural selection. Incurably curious, Darwin discovered the African or Atlantean documents which hinted the origins of human development.
Yeah, so he's talking about Darwin's theory of evolution, which is a lie and bullshit. But it's taught to everybody. That's why people think you're a damn monkey.
Well, that might have been the
overseas, they all say you are a fucking monkey. I have experienced it myself. And it's because of your hair being curly. But a monkey's hair is not curly.
When he learned the origins of humanity and destiny of the Nephilim, because we have a destiny, Darwin destroyed the observations which had brought him to enlightenment, afraid of betraying the Nephilim Lodge in their hostile secret societies. He guided them, who guided him. Darwin built his coherent system of biological evolution and further obscure the track, or basically he made this particular trick, and provided with the weapon which could be used to attack the Masons, sworn enemy of the Catholic Church. Thus Darwin protected those whom he called the miracle selection of the Nephilim. So in so many words, what he's talking about here is, he created this whole thing of coming from apes to cover up the fact that, number one, we didn't come from no damn apes. Now, see, this is secret.
The pyramids say that
filtered down in the Afrocentric community.
The beast came from apes.
Half of the Afrocentric scholars, by them being a part of a collegiate structure. And now this is the foundation of all colleges. Is you gotta
I remember being taught that shit.
To be considered.
I mean, it's in all the books showing the metamorphosis of, ape to man.
The Afrocentric movement was talking about all these different ape-type people up to black people.
But the thing is, people today only say that you're the one that came from ape, not all
come up to
people.
me and show me some shit in Africa and in Kemet where we came from apes. See, this is the problem I get. All of a sudden, we stupid. When we wrote our history 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, we couldn't tell, or we didn't have enough damn sense to know where the hell we came from. You don't find it in the Bible, which is basically a consortium of ancient scripture. You don't find it in the Torah. You don't find it in the book of the dead, the book of coming forth by the. You don't find it in no shit where we came from no apes. Yet all of a sudden, we got the Afrocentric scholars paying with this bull jive. Even Charles French did his 2 books And yet, I'm telling you, I'm just as much scholar as any of these niggas out here, and I don't find this shit. But as a result, I bring you the information on how that's all a lie. That they still do when you see them people up in there, like you showed me the video of these crackers now trying to say that the Chinese came from white people.
I want to interject something. That is another reason why they have the mythology of the Sasquatch, so that they can perpetuate this misnomer that humans evolved from apes. But anyway, if you just use your common sense and think for just 5 minutes, you can poke some holes in that. So let's listen to what else Bobby Hemmitt's going to say.
And I'll show you some talking because of the wool and the clothes they had on. Now, you know damn well I got clothes right now 10 years ago that's dry rotted. Walk down the street, shit tear up on you. Dry rotted. In my lifetime. And yet you gonna tell me that they gonna get some fully clothed crackers out of some snow and the clothes ain't dry rotted?
No, they said that they came out of the dry climate of the desert of China.
I don't care.
And that the
I'm in dry California.
The salt preserved.
See, I tell anybody a lie. I'm in dry South Carolina. I'm in dry Georgia. Hell, Atlanta ain't got no beaches. And clothes dry rot. You done have some clothes that dry rot. Now, how the hell you gonna have some clothes that dry rot and you ain't 100 years old? And yet they got people stuck 1,000 years, and we supposed to believe that. But because of the cracker right policy on the standing on what you're supposed to believe, you just supposed to believe him and don't even question this book.
Well, another thing is that they run the world by magic. So, and the magic is the media and penetrating your subconscious mind with stories. And if you are not spiritually awake, you're not questioning the stories. And plus, you're just another thing is that the law of attraction rules. So when you get a majority of people thinking one way, it attracts others to think the same way. It's a law of energy. So let us continue. I'll say something else later.
And yet he's proven to be a liar. That's his whole civilization is based on a lie. That's what they just said here. The first great secret is that history is conceived for the majority of humans is incorrect. It's a lie. You see what I'm saying?
And I want to interject something else because I listened to the whole point of this little clip that I'm trying to make. He's reading from a damn comic book. He is reading from a comic book. And the comic book is about the Nephilim. In the comic book, it is directly saying the truth. However, because it's in a cartoon, and you are assuming that this is the imaginary world of the cartoon, and they're going to make up characters, good guys, bad guys, different worlds, and the whole environment of that cartoon dimension, you think it's talking about a cartoon. but it's actually the beast admitting his own vileness, his own degeneracy, his own, fabrication of a natural identity and the creator of all things when he isn't. So I'm gonna I'm gonna wrap this up now. Let me just listen to one more minute.
So
because the point is already made about Darwin.
Puts this thing about the ape thing up there. Number one, it's the best thing to do if you can put it all down that we came from apes. Then that can cover up the history of the doggone black man and how we came about. Because people still ask this question: if black people are the origins of civilization, then where the hell did white people come from?
Correct. That's what I want you to get into.
We'll get into it in a few minutes. But
I'm going to repeat that question. If black people are the origin of civilization and you're all black, then how did people turn white? That's what he's saying. Because black produces black. When you put two black people together, they produce black. Now, there's an exception with albinos, but if you're really on the Bobby Hemmit level, you know that is the increase of that is by experimentation on African people with their melanin by a covert government. Because it used to be extremely, extremely rare to even hear of an albino person. And now, it's not rare. It's not rare. And it's happening a lot in America. Now, I don't want to go off on a tangent too much with that, but I know the difference between the natural albino. There's people that have vitiligo, okay? Because now I'm jumping to something else. I want to take that back. There is a lot of vitiligo in America now, but that is due to experimentation. And the models that you see that have vitiligo, if there's a symmetry in their vitiligo, that is artificially made. Through experimentation, they can just do that. The true vitiligo is splotchy, blotchy, and never symmetrical. It never just goes around one little area looking like a circle. And there's one girl, even it can be done with makeup at this point. It can be done with makeup, and to present it to us that way, it can be done as makeup, because I'm going to look up this famous model that they're using, to represent diversity and people with vitiligo. And only around her mouth is white. What is that? The real negative psychological message being put there. They're trying to show her as a clown. A black-faced clown. You have to be on the Bobby Hemmit level to understand that psychological warfare and the extent to which these people go. You got to know about the Tuskegee experiments, and that shit hasn't stopped, and that there is more, there are more heinous experimentations done on people than you could ever imagine. And it's done on poor people, homeless people. and the poorest countries in Africa and in India. And that's how you got people in India above a normal rate, having 5 arms, 2 heads, double bodies, twins, merging together. That is not from nature. That's an imbalance, and it's a fuckery with the DNA to make that happen. So that ends another episode of What I Learned from Bobby Hemmit. 15 minutes is too long. All thanks to Bobby Hemmit. May you grow in consciousness. The end.